Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. All the questions will be, they're not right now, but they will be in the description box a little while after the end of the live stream. And I'm just gonna have to go back and timestamp stuff. So, I'm glad you like the panels. Yeah, it's as I put on the community page today. Yeah, it's one of those things of we're gonna roll with it. We're just gonna roll with it. Whatever's not working, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, thank you, Taurus. Cool shirt. Thank you. Ta-da! I spent a lot of money on this shirt. A lot of money. And it's a good shirt. It's very good quality. And I'm gonna wear it in this economy. So hello, Gail Anderson from Canada. Hello from Chicago. And I'm glad you guys liked the song. Yeah, roll with it. So, all right, well, good. Okay, so I don't have a lot written down for today, but there are definitely things to cover. And one of them that kind of cropped up is hello, Dragonfly from St. Louis. Oh, you guys are great. You're great. All right, so I don't even need to, okay, so I'm just going to run with it here. All right, the first question I wanted to cover today is, who was it? Rick Wilson? Might have been Rick Wilson. Anyway, it was one of those guys put out a video saying, Steve Bannon is all over the Epstein-files. And while I have no inherent, okay, so we're 2 minutes in. 2 minutes in, the question is about Steve Bannon and the Epstein-files. Because, look, Stevie's three shirts, aka Krusty, Scabby, the man who looks like he's in a Walking Dead episode and he's been bitten, but he's trying to hold it together. Next time you look at him, go, Walking Dead, bitten, trying to hold it together? Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So they had a break. Trump and Stevie Three Shirts had a breakup, but they got back together, sort of. And so yeah. Grace says, "Holy cow! Someone cloned a Gmail account. It has all the Epps emails. Really? If I go back over here and I click on, not that one, this one. Well, I haven't seen that yet, but Mamdani on fascist Trump. I said what I said. That's the headline on HuffPost right now. So I haven't seen that, but we're going back to Stevie Three Shirts. Man, this man is scum, possibly literally. No, I'm ew. Okay, he is diminished from what he was. But I don't like that it starts with the Lover's card. Okay, I gotta close the door. Okay, I don't know what Dad's watching down there, but it's very loud. Okay. Thank you. I don't like that it starts here. Oh, victims. Ugh. Shuttling back and forth. A day late and $1 short, but trying to work. Okay, he's a cockroach. We know that. Rhonda's saying, as we used to say in junior high, Bannon is grody. Grody is a good word for him. It really is. He's trying to be relevant. And I want to say, didn't he make a stupid amount of money at some point? But right here, this is not supreme relevance. This is fighting for relevance. Yes, Cindy, he looks like the Swamp Thing's brother. And yes, psst, yeah, you. Grody to the max. Yes. Wow. Yes, Taurus. Grody to the max. Whew. You've got to tell me, Betha? Is it Betha or is it Beth A? Please tell me. Chat, yes, money on building the wall. Oh yeah. Oh, he's scum. He's scum. He's a criminal. I don't say allegedly. Butterfly Love Child, you're correct. If you look up pestilence, it comes back with photos of Bannon. You are absolutely correct. Oh, pestilence. Oh my gosh. We have to give him a new nickname. Pestilence. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. All right, there's big stuff happening. Big stuff with the Epstein. Queen of Pentacles. I'm guessing he knew Ghislaine. He's a cockroach. King of Swords Tower. So there's big stuff. There's big bad stuff coming. But it could involve him, but it doesn't feel like he's the focus. Not that he hasn't done anything. I don't know if he's done anything. I'm not going to put something out there, but he could be part of it because this is coming up in his readings. But think of it this way: if something untoward happens to President Dumpster Fire, which we do not want to happen. We do not want this man being a martyr. We don't want him being mythologized. He's a monster. Doesn't pestilence? Doesn't he fall out of relevance pretty quickly? Is he buddy with Vance? Whew. Okay. We have had some jokes in the chat, and they're what they are. But do try to keep it clean. This is a daytime show. And people have little eyes and little ears around during the day, so we try to keep it as clean as possible. Considering we're dealing with more what is it? More scum and villainy than the bar in Mos Eisley. You will never find a greater hub of crime and villainy or whatever that was. Yeah. All right, Bannon. Ew. What's going to happen to you? The thing about Bannon is, as disgusting and awful and terrible as he is, and terrible a person as he is capable of turning on charm. Not the kind of charm you and I would want anything to do with, but he can be charming. It's weird. There, Penelope pestilence. There we go. Plague and pestilence. There we go. Yeah, he's been prancing around for a long time. Just nothing happens to me. But with the rise of democratic power and decency and, stuff like that, there is this King of Swords again. So there's waiting for a ship to come in. So I don't know. The energy is not as brutal toward him as we would think. And it doesn't mean nothing will ever happen. But in the short term, it just seems to be kind of under the radar a little bit. Pig, there we go, Burn. Pigpen. Pigpen pestilence. There we go. Oh, gosh. Anyway, that's where I wanted to start today. But let us I am currently doing some research, and no, that's the wrong tab. I'm currently doing some research on next summer's astrology, or next year's astrology, when it comes to the bond market, the stock market, because I've been seeing a lot of this is at 12 minutes in. The question is about the economy next year, the stock market next year, especially in the first half of the year. And while I'm not going to pull up astrology charts, I did want to read on it because it's a little, the astrology is quite fraught. And Saturn is going to be at 14 Aries, which apparently squares the stock market's ascendant. I don't know that that's absolutely life-changing. But there was something else going on at the same time in the second house, which means they save themselves. But up in the 8th house, which would be us investing in the stock market, it looks really bad. So, and that's another thing. Andre from Proactive Astrology, friend of the channel, has he's taught, one of his big things is he really looks at stations when planets, right before from our perspective, it looks like they come to a standstill, and then they basically start moving in the opposite direction they were going in, either forward or back. Those are called stations. When a planet, from our perspective, you can, like with Mercury, it's zipping along, and then it looks like it comes to a standstill, and then it looks like it's moving backwards. We know, if you look at the sun, it's basically it's circling around the back of the sun, but from our perspective, it just looks like it's in one spot. Well, that one spot, any planet doing that, is a very intense form of that energy in that place. And Saturn, because of where and when it's going retrograde, it's essentially going to be around 14 degrees Aries from like late June to mid-August. That's a lot of Saturn energy. That's a lot of Saturn energy. And we know Saturn's the wet blanket of the zodiac. It's your boss. It's the it is the wet blanket at the party. It is, but if you do the work, that's the good thing about Saturn. If you do the work, if you keep your nose clean, you will get rewarded. But it's not fun. So, visualize 70. What do you call food for snails? Let us pray. People wonder, how can you do this every day? It's because you're here. That's how I can do this every day. Oh, wow. Anyway, that was good. That was good. I'll tell my parents that later. All right. Yeah, but let's put it this way. I've talked about this often, where that I have this T-square that's sitting, this opposition sitting right across my ascendant in my chart. And then there's a square to Mars, is square to both ends of that opposition. And I've got this massive Sagittarius stellium on my descendant, which is all, optimistic and if I always joke that if there's a unicorn theme anywhere, there's something to do with Sagittarius there. It's this very optimistic, what's over the next horizon, expansive energy, colorful, right? And so I can choose to do all this stuff, and then my Saturn right on my ascendant, before I can come out here with the craziest of the crazy, but it's so much fun. The Saturn on my ascendant is like, oh no, you're not going out wearing that. No, no. Must we? So glitter and rainbows, yeah. So I know Saturn very well. It's right on my ascendant. And man. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at the economy for next year. What is that grinding noise? Okay. I think I know what it is. All right. Okay. Here's the thing. It can take a long time for the mess in the stock market to finally crack. We saw that around 2008. Been there, done that. Think of all the amazingly good and amazingly awful things you have survived. You made it. You made it through. And you're still moving forward. You're still being a good person and fighting the good fight. And you deserve credit for that. Anyway, so but we've been through enough financial crises where we know that things aren't, the stock market doesn't react the same way we do. It doesn't see the same things we do. It doesn't react in the same time frame that things happen to us. So Spiritual Hack says, oh, don't give up now. No, don't give up. It's just about to get really good. Weird, but good. I agree, Spiritual Hacks. Aw, happy early birthday, Nettie. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there are a lot of warnings out there about the bond market and the stock market. The thing to understand about the bond market is we have, in the US, we have a lot of debt. I want to say, have we hit, is it 32 or $37 trillion? I don't always remember numbers correctly. So I don't know if it's 32 or 37, but It's a lot. And at least, I know at least is it 25% of that is just Trump? Just Trump? Yeah. So, how can we have that much debt? Our government issues bonds, and usually other countries pick up those bonds. And I've been saying for a long time that if anything, if people were too concerned about short-term gain, I think even after the war, after World War II, there still should have been a push for people to buy US bonds. And I think our future, I think where we are right now and our future would look very differently if we had kept hold of our national debt. But right now we have so much debt, and there are the countries that hold the most of it. My understanding is Japan actually owns one of the biggest chunks. China has a huge amount. But some of them are starting to sell, starting to question. That's not good, because there are these regular bond auctions so the US can finance its debt. And all it takes is one of those auctions to be poorly attended. We've already been downgraded by the financial institutions because of the sheer amount of debt we have, which is not good. But you get one of those auctions poorly attended, and the whole or a big chunk of it could just come crashing down. So exactly, Elizabeth Farmer, selling those bonds to whom exactly? Apparently, from what I've read, always correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to give you the most factual information possible. And then we look at intuitive or what have you. My understanding is that a stupid amount of our bonds are being held overseas by venture capitalists. What could go wrong? That's not good. That is incredibly risky. Incredibly risky. And it gives them an insane amount of power. So the venture capitalists, the hedge fund guys, actually it's more hedge fund than venture capitalists. The hedge fund guys are holding vast chunks of our national debt. This is not good. These are not people you want to be beholden to, and they don't care about you or me at all. Yeah. So, Brianna says it's been that way for a long time. Yeah, but our debt hasn't been this high. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, so adding insult to injury, lovers. I mean, seriously, you start looking into enough of this stuff and you start feeling like the average person in America is a babe in the woods, a lamb far too close to a meat processing plant. It's oof, because the average people are struggling, and they're struggling even more. That's why I'm concerned about the economy. And I've got a Tower card. But that does lead to voting out Republicans. But I am concerned because every time something nasty happens to the economy, it's good people who suffer. So, yeah. Let me just have a quick look. I've already talked about stocking up as you go, as you can, even if it's just, if there's a buy one, get one free offer at the grocery store on something that you would use, get it, set it aside. Or if you happen to be flush with cash, donate it. But Spiritual Hack says, Besant said today the recession is not coming in 2026, that it is already here. So there's that. What? Okay, I did not get to read as much news this morning as I normally do. So what? Oh, Amy, yes, the GOP for all years screaming about the debt are the most reckless with money. Yeah, and this idiot's right in the middle of it. The would-be emperor. Yeah, this is shenaniganery. These are the people who are going to get hurt, and this is moving resources around. Last time, 2008, they had to bail out the banks. Didn't bail out people, but they bailed out the banks. And I can understand on one hand why they did it, because right after the market crashed, who was it? Was it the Treasury Secretary at the time? Or was it the Fed chair? I forget. Someone like that. I remember there was a story about, it was nearly 20 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't remember clearer. But the story was this person was pulling the bankers all into a room together, basically, because they were like, oh, we're not loaning money out. We're not. No, we're just shutting things, we're closing the gates and all of this. And he said, they were even saying, we're not even going to open tomorrow. And whoever this was said to them, it was the AIG. Oh, no, it was too big to fit. Said, if you don't open tomorrow, you may never open again. And that's really where we were. So I can understand one side of it, but there were guardrails put in place after that, and the Republicans got rid of them. Yeah. Muskrat says, we have seen 3 straight anemic quarters. 2020, here we come. Well, it's not going to be that. It would probably be something closer to 2008, because it's another bubble. We had the internet bubble and we had the housing bubble. Now it's going to be the AI bubble. And it's going to go up. Anybody for a Men with Hats song? Pop Goes the World. Which is actually a nice song. We're going to get through this. That's what I'm getting. And I really do think that I do think Democrats are going to be fighting very hard to try and help, but there's some regulation coming. There's regulation already with Trump that's not helping working class people who are, workaday people, people who aren't in with the hoi and polloi, heartache. But yeah, rise of Democratic power, people hemmed in while Dumpy has another Gatsby party where the champagne is flowing and scantily clad women are twirling in giant champagne glasses. Yeah. Anyway, Taurus says, I need Cocoa Puffs to survive this live. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mayor. NBC said there. Oh, Besant said there won't be a recession in 2026. Scott Besant said he was optimistic. He was optimistic about the economy as a whole, but acknowledged that some interest rate sensitive sectors have experienced recession. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's an ending. But it's not an ending. It's not a permanent ending. It's the end of a chapter, end of a book. This is, you can think of the world card as being like when you graduate from high school and you go off, you move out of your parents' house and you either go to college or you go and get a job in your own place to live. That's the world card. You've moved into a different world. And you can't go back. You can never go back to what it was. Doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but end of chapter, end of book, end. Moving on to something else. And that's what we've got here. Shannon says some of that private equity is highly leveraged, have debt, not unlike 1929. Yes, also private equity is not regulated, not unlike 1929. Shannon Arthur, you win the internet today. You are correct. Yes. Facts. Hashtag facts. Shannon is wise. Yeah. Taurus says no one can afford to leave their parents' house anymore. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Raymond. Scott Besant is pretentious and self-centered, out of touch with the average person. 100%. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That's Scott Besant. I don't care. I don't care what he's saying. Bear is pointing out Uranus will be in Taurus for 5 months in 2026 from its entry on November 7th that just happened until April 26th, but then back in July. The period may bring radical or unexpected changes for financial systems. Yes. Yes. So, oh, okay. I don't want my kids struggling like we did. They're welcome to stay as long as they need. They deserve a decent adult life. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, I remember this was several years ago, but there was someone new to the chat who I guess heard enough of my story. I share about my life during the day, and they got very indignant. Very. They were saying she is talking to you, viewer, person in chat. She, meaning me. She didn't finish college and she lives at home with her parents. Yes, my health collapsed. I didn't finish college. Yeah. And I live at home with my parents, not because I need to, but because they are elderly and they need my help. Your point? So anyway, I was just like, wow, okay. Anyway, okay. Someone has spiritual access. She has Cohen's emails and phone data even. I don't know. I guess that's not aimed at me because I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to. Dave says my nephews are still at home. That's perfectly okay. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Betha, if you answer my question, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, oh no. Annie and her kitties. Oh, I live at home with my oldest daughter after losing my home to a flash flood. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's brutal. Oh, that's brutal. Bless you. Bless you. And the kitties. And your daughter. Elizabeth is saying, sounds like someone woke up that day and chose the sassy pants. Yeah. Yep. Rowan says, my adult kid lives at home and I love it. Well, my parents seem quite pleased. So, all right. Just Beth. A is for the last name. Ah, thank you. Okay, Beth. Now I know. Okie dokie. So, what? I'm going to open the floor here for 25 minutes, 24 minutes. What do you want me to read on? Nancy says, my daughter and son, 39 and 40, still live with me. I love it too. They're my long-term care plan. Cindy says, I love that. Cindy says, I lived with my mother until she passed in March, but we were close. Oh, bless. Oh, big hug. Big hug. Julie says, my daughter lives across the street, but I still want her to come home. Oh, weekly energy. Okay. Oh, all right. Weekly energy it is. At 37 minutes in this coming week. I just cut the deck. Ta-da! Sun and the devil. There we go. Yeah. Oh, see our gal. Big hug. Big hug. Whew. What do we need to know for this coming week? Thursday. It's Thanksgiving week here in the U.S. Thursday, I will be canceling the afternoon. I'm canceling creative sprints, but I will be on for the noon live stream here as always because I'm here every single day. And the day after Christmas, it'll be 6 years. Every single day for 6 years, other than 2 emergencies. Not 2 a year, 2 total. So, spiritual hack, spell the T on the week for us, Sebastian. Okay. Mega Karen says you deserve a day off. Yeah, but then I couldn't hang out with you. Okie dokie. Hang on. Didn't the Democrats agree to a continuing resolution to open the government back up? And doesn't that run out? When does that run out? Thank you. Feisty Butterfly Tarot. I was going to send you an email today. Do follow Feisty Butterfly Tarot. Oh, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. January? Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. January 31st. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. The state of the economy is going to become painfully clear because, there's this call for there to be a boycott of a lot of large businesses that have worked with Trump over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that kind of thing, sticking more to the Small Business Saturday kind of stuff. Yeah. Lewis says, don't forget to set your scales back 30 pounds in anticipation of Thanksgiving. That was good. I haven't heard that one. That was good. But I don't know that that's going to be horrible. Like, oh no, like otherwise things would have just been great. Like that kind of horrible. It's going to be the horrible, like, it feels like people really scaling back on Christmas, on travel, on everything. Julie says, I stay home and make cutout cookies on Black Friday. It's a family tradition not to shop that day. There you go. Rhonda says, unfortunately, I work for one of those companies. Oh, yeah. And there are a lot of authors, not the big names, but people who are keeping a roof over their heads through writing, who you sell your books on Amazon or you don't sell your books. So Deb's asking if they will shut down the government in January or early February. But as far as this coming week goes, according to this, it goes from Epstein-file release, information release, big showy things to much quieter. Matter of fact, I better think about putting some of my astrological stuff here because questions might get a little sparse around Thanksgiving. So, Page of Cups, yeah, this is young people, but this is everyone, we're trying to make Thanksgiving nice, we're trying to make Christmas nice, but there is big old judgment and then some sleepless nights. And yeah, I mean, these major arcana could be related. I'll ask for some clarification. But this Chariot and the Judgment, they may be related, of more coming out, but there's a whole lot of worry here. And not a lot being done about this mess. Or about a lot of the messes. Oh. Tor says the Who's down in Whoville still sang. Yes. This coming week. It just feels bleak. The energy feels bleak because of the holidays, because it's so apparent how expensive things are. So Susan says, yes, please. A combo of tarot and astrology could maybe inform the other and vice versa. I do try to do stuff like that, and I want to do more. I just lose viewers when I put in too much astrology. So anyway, yes, Rhonda, the Orange Grinch rides again. Yeah, with his hair does that evil, thing that the Grinch is. So it's just Dumpy's hair does that. No, Nettie says, I had a dream that the Thanksgiving turkey was chasing Dumpy and trying to peck at him. Did you really? Did you really? That's amazing. Oh, that was good. Good. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's we want there to be happy families, but he's still hovering. Brutal finances. Brutal finances. Highway robbery. Oh, but some weak, pathetic, happy Thanksgiving. And people making an effort. That's what I've got. I wish I had like happier energy, but what I've got is families trying to, on the whole, obviously, I can't say what everyone's going to be doing, but the overall energy is people making an effort to be kind, to making an effort to do what they can, and other people being understanding that money is super tight. So, yep. But we're going to get through this. So I guess at 4620, the question becomes, what is Christmas going to be like? So yes. Yes. Wait. Sierra Gal. Remember the WKRP in Cincinnati Thanksgiving turkey skit? Yes. Oh, Maria, don't be. Well, if you're depressed, I mean, I suffer from really bad depression myself. But if it's just feeling down, we're in this together. We're going to get through it. We really are. You're not alone. I say it every day, but it's true. You're not alone. Yeah, it was funny. Nettie says, my son said he woke me because I was laughing so loud. Woke me? Oh, you must have woken him up because you were laughing so loud. Yeah, it was good. Yes, Valerie. God is my witness. I thought turkeys could fly. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, the humanity. And it all happens, it doesn't actually happen. It's like, if you've never seen that skit, look for it on YouTube, and you don't see anything. No birds were hurt. Nothing was hurt. Yeah. WKRP in Cincinnati was funny. So, Christmas. We're going to need a lot of charity. Beth says, I watch Taskmaster to try and keep my mood balanced. What is that? Is it like people doing tasks? Is it like TaskRabbit? I usually like stuff like that. So, getting really tired of the rich getting richer and the poor staying poor. The middle class is just being hurt right now. But it's a British game show. Okay. Greg Davies. Thank you, Beth. So. Okay. On YouTube. All right. Thank you. I'll have to look it up. Christmas. Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Please to put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny will do. Well, pretty much what you'd expect. We're going to be real mad. Diminished. Things aren't the same. Rebalance, cosmic rebalancing. We're kind of weakened. Then I'm starting to think that MAGA might start getting really mad. Okay. Yeah, there was a question from CC Ryder about Dan Bongino. I was going to he has been quiet, but I don't know that what he does has much effect on what's going on. I did want to look at y'all. You did ask if I could look at if the government will shut down when the continuing resolution runs out on January 31st. So I did want to look at that. So, but I mean, I could look at Bongino, but Mayor says he has evaporated. There you go. Oh, Joyce, question: what does Mamdani think of Trump now that they've met in person? Oh, it's on the headline on Huffington Post right now, or at least it was, 50 minutes ago. Was Mamdani on calling Trump a fascist? I said what I said. Yeah. So, come February, is it going to be a hard Valentine's Day? Or run up to Valentine's Day? It's not good. Got lawmakers here in the U.S. MAGA feeling very beaten up. And then we have a DEATH card and ouch. And then those in red refusing. And a pathetic let them eat cake kind of charity ish. It doesn't look good. The only pentacles here are the charity card, and the only major arcana here is the DEATH card. So, maybe we should, guess we're going to start swapping beans and rice recipes. But we're going to get through this, and that's the thing. CC Ryder says he is number 2 at the FBI. I was expecting Dan to run to Fox with smoking gun evidence on Democrats. He's not been on Fox in a long time. Gone totally dark. He has to see the cover. Oh, there we go, CC Ryder. All right, absolutely. At 53 minutes, 30 seconds in, CC Ryder is saying that Dan Bongino, who I keep mispronouncing his name because Hal Sparks calls him Bongholio. I was expecting Dan to run to Fox with smoking gun evidence on Democrats. Not been on Fox in a long time. Gone totally dark. He threatened to quit at one point, but he that's a good thing, Elizabeth. It's a nice photo too. Anyway, but he came back. But we really have not been hearing much from him. And it makes me wonder how involved he is. Oh no, I understand the urge to do the impression, but I can't stand Beavis and Butthead. And I don't think it's funny. And I don't... Anyway, that's just me. A lot of people find it very funny. And they should. Because we need humor in the world. Anyway. Yeah, okay, I guess he's still in the flock of the murder of crows or whatever. Don't want to insult crows. Death card, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So yeah, he walked away, but he came back, but it's very shaky ground. Hanged Man over the evidence. Suspension over the evidence. Not happy. He has... Dan Bongino seems to have a conscience that is kind of like, what's the term I'm looking for? Is it vestibular? No, is that the right word? Hang on. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. No. Yes, vestigial. That's the word I was looking for. Dan Bongino has a vestigial limb of a conscience. It's there. It shows up every once in a while. But to say it is stunted is putting it mildly. And he's disgusted. I really honestly think he is disgusted by the Epstein stuff. Now, does that mean he's going to quit? Does that mean he's going to do anything to upset his meal ticket? Probably not. So, vestigial, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It's been a week, y'all. It's been a week, everybody. It's been a week. It's been a month. Whew. Yeah, but he also, he was a what do you call it? One of the talking head podcasty people, and he can see he keeps an eye on the writing on the wall. Judgment. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. This is not a profile in courage. Republicans and MAGA. Yeah, huge judgment is coming down, and yet there they sit with effectively Donald Trump signing their paychecks. If you would learn to be subservient to the king, you would not have to eat lentils. If you would learn to eat lentils, you would not have to be subservient to the king. Anyway, and that is my hour. Lewis says, I'm happy I learned a new word. Oh, vestigial. Vestigial. A vestigial limb is a biological structure that has lost its original function over the course of evolution and is typically reduced in size. Examples include the pelvic spurs on some snakes. Oh, like Trump? Spurs on a snake, which are remnants of ancestral hind limbs. There we go. It is non-functional or poorly developed. Poorly developed appendage. Remains a vestige or trace from an ancestor. Anyway. Yes, it does. It applies to the entire GOP. Yes, CC Ryder. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. All right. It is 1:10 p.m. Does anyone know where Petty Boots is on tonight? It is Sunday. Whose channel is Petty Boots on? Anybody know? This evening at 7 p.m. Central. So 6 hours from now. Okay. Burn says Petty Boots at 8 p.m. on Johnny's channel, Tarot's Apprentice. Okay. See if I have any energy. Because Johnny said that Johnny said I could join. I just by Sunday evening I'm usually out of energy. And it's Sarah's day off, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. But I'm definitely going to be watching because, Seattle Derby fan says Lenormand. Rutro. Yes. Yes, Jeannie. Thank you, Autumn. Roll with it. Yes. All right. Jeff says on Johnny's channel, Becca posted questions. Excellent. All right. But anyway, no matter what happens, it's 1:10 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. It is Sarah's day off, but I'll be there. And I will definitely be here tomorrow because I'm here every day. So just throw your questions in the chat before I come on. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and being a part of the community. All right. So, Julie, you're very sweet. Or does my energy stabilize them, or is it more that my Saturn on my ascendant is like, I am uncomfortable with, with some random thing? Wet blanket. Saturn on my ascendant. So much fun. No, you're very sweet. Thank you. They're great. All right. Take care. And I'll see you later, as always. All right. Bye.